Today, I'm going to show you how I took this empty space into this thriving reading corner. But first, why would I do this? Imagine a world where you didn't have access to books. A world where you don't have your own space to indulge in a new world of fantasy and mystery. This is the saddening reality for many of the kids in our country, being fostered in low-income areas and schools. Early exposure to literature and storytelling is essential for language development and the love of reading. The larger class sizes and scarce resources are two issues that these schools often have to deal with. By creating this reading corner, children can find a peaceful, quiet place where they can avoid distractions and truly indulge themselves in their books. So how did I build this reading corner? I wanted to keep the project as sustainable as possible. That is why I decided to use wooden pallets as the main structure. Firstly, I removed the pallet supports in order to make room for the shelving. Since the reading corner was to be handled by kids, it was important to create supports to keep the bookshelf upright. In order to keep the corner symmetrical, I made an indent on the side for the supports to rest in on both sides of the structure. I nailed the support to the bookshelf, but made sure to screw them into the bottom of the base. This meant I could take the bookshelf on and off of the base to allow for easy accessibility and movability when transporting the shelf to a new place. I then just repeated the same thing on the other side. To me, these side supports weren't enough to keep the shelf upright all the time and secure, so I decided to bolt the bottom blocks of the shelf to the base. Before attaching the shelves, I needed to implement some support so that the shelving would be able to handle the weight of all the books that would be on top of it. For painting the shelf, I decided to use a relatively inexpensive multi-surface primer and top coat. Therefore, I would not need to worry about starting with a primer and then only after doing the paint, saving a lot of time. The palette had relatively sharp corners, so it was very important for me to sand those down so that the kids would not injure themselves. In order to make the reading corner as comfortable for the kids as possible, I wanted to add a carpet so that they could sit on that while reading. To attach the carpet to the palette, I used a staple gun, and I used a knife to get the carpet around all those tricky corners. The last bit of this process was attaching shelving. After cutting to the correct length, I used screws to attach the underneath of the shelf to the supports I made earlier. This would keep the top of the shelf clean from any screws. Obviously, it was easier said than done, but with that, the reading corner was complete. Besides the carpet in the reading corner, I wanted a place where the kids would be able to sit on something and be really comfy. That's why I decided to make some tire seats. Before applying any paint to the tire, it's important that they were very clean, otherwise the paint would just peel off. One of the most frustrating things about this whole project was getting the water out of the tire. I swear, this is one of the most difficult things to do and took me so long. I found these tires at a local junkyard, so it wasn't very difficult to get them. I cut a circle out of an off-cut piece of wood. This piece of wood would act as a support for the foam. In order for the pillow not to move around, I attached 3 little blocks to the bottom that would keep it in place. To cover the pillow, I used a denim offcut. I used a zip tie to keep it all together and just stapled it down to the base so that it wouldn't move around. Lastly, I attached another tire to the bottom. This will make it a bit taller and easier to sit on. And voila! The reading corner is complete. A huge thank you to all those who donated the books and crayons, and for Learning and Read for providing me with this amazing opportunity. Now it's your turn. I hope this video inspired you to create your very own reading corners to bring joy and smiles to many kids. Thank you.